Hi there, this is Paul Bars. Hello and welcome to this week's video update. Just this morning I was writing an article on article writing, and it occurred to me that it probably deserves a little more attention than just an article. Maybe one day I'll do an entire series on it, perhaps, but I don't have those plans just yet. So this week in my video updates I want to talk to you about article writing and how you can perhaps improve yours and get better results from what you're doing. Now, I'll admit, I've been very fortunate. I've been writing since I was a kid, literally. I got my first typewriter when I was 14 years old. I went on, I did a degree at university in creative writing. I've written plays, I've written scripts, I've written business materials. And the last 10 years, I've actually made a living writing business training materials for home-based business, small business, and the SME marketplace. So, based on experience, I can share with you today some hints, tips that will make things much easier for you. Here's the first one. You know, it wasn't until I was 30 years old that I actually realized all the stuff I'd learned about article writing meant nothing. That's right, I had to throw out my preconceived ideas that things had to be formatted in a particular way, that the headline had to be a particular thing, that I couldn't use certain words to start a sentence or start a paragraph, that I had to finish in a particular way, that I had to hook and hang things. Forget all of that. Those things were holding me back. And if you've ever come across a book or a topic that tells you about how to write, then those things are going to hold you back as well. Here is the number one secret that I can give you today on how to write better articles yourself. You notice I emphasize the yourself. I'm not talking about you going out and getting some PR rubbish. I'm not talking about you even going out and paying someone to write unique content for you. I'm talking about you. And why you should be doing it is probably just as important. I'll come back to that number one in just 1 minute. Why should you be doing it? I believe it's vitally important that you as a website or as a business owner need to develop and build a relationship with your customers. You can do this through your articles, be they informative or be they storytelling or be they factual or bullet points or whatever. I'd like to see, and your customers want to see, that's the key, your customers want to see your personality in it. Yes, they want content. Yes, they want information, but they can get that anywhere. What they can't get elsewhere is you, your personality, and your style. So keep that in mind while you're writing. And of course, that builds trust with them. And if you build trust with your customers, what? They keep coming back and they what? They buy more from you, the ultimate goal. This is what we want. But let's get back to that one key secret. Tell me, did you ever watch that movie, City Slickers? I loved it. I thought it was an absolutely hilarious movie. But there's one little bit that I've just never forgotten. Curly, I think it was Jack Palance played the part of Curly. And at one point, Billy Crystal's character, who I can't recall his name, said to him, "Curly, what's the secret to happiness?" Old Curly lifted up his hand and he said, "You know, it's just one thing." Of course, he had to ask, well, what is that one thing? We all want to know what the one thing is, don't you? And I've found that in most areas of life and business, there is often just one thing that makes the difference. There's about half a dozen things that can make a massive difference, but one that makes the biggest difference at all. And here it is when it comes to article writing, that one thing. I want you to forget about what you know about articles and remember this, say it again, one thing. When you write, you need to write as you speak. Think about that just a minute. So many people come to me and say, "Paul, I don't know how to write. I'm no good at writing. I can't do this. I can't do that. I just freeze up when I start typing onto the keyboard." Yeah? Stiff. Stop it. Throw it away. Those are preconceived ideas that says you have to be doing a particular thing. That's why you freeze up. So I want you to start doing something which you do every day. I want you to write as you speak. I want you, as you're typing, to picture, to hear in your own mind, you telling the story to somebody else. And tell me, have you noticed that? I've done it already a couple of times in this video, told a story. I've told you a story of my own life. I've told you a story of something that I saw, the movie. I've told you stories about what I hear from other people, their experiences with article writing. You know, article writing really is nothing more than stories. Because when we, sit around with our friends and our family, what do? We talk about things that have happened in our lives. We talk about things that have happened in other people's lives. We talk about things that we have seen. We talk about things that we have heard. We talk about things that we think others might be interested in. There's the key to article writing. Write as you speak. And I know that you can do that. I know everybody can do that. And this is what your customers will love about it. Over time, they'll begin to see in you your character and your development as a business owner as well. And they'll come to trust you more and more and more. And as I mentioned earlier, once they trust you, then what? They come back and they buy with you. They invest their money with you. They invest some of their hard-earned savings and their trust in you to gain your support as you've just already gained theirs. Article writing, folks, is an incredibly powerful tool. You really do need to consider doing this more. Set some kind of schedule. It doesn't matter what the schedule is. It doesn't matter what other people are saying. I'm just giving you the one key today. Write as you speak. Doesn't matter how long the article is or how short it is. Say what needs to be said and then finish it. But set yourself a schedule if you don't have one already. Once a week, once a day, whatever. I actually try and write one article a day. I don't get to write one article every day, but I try to. See, here's a good belief, and I love this one. Some days you can. Some days you can't. So what? Do what you can when you can. That's not just a secret to business success. That's a key to life success. Well, I hope these thoughts have been encouraging for you. Come back again next week. Make sure you subscribe to these video updates. You'll get a notification because sometimes I like to slip one in there. I'm going to be putting a few more up. So hang around. I've got some great more hints and tips to help you build a better business along the way. This is Paul Bars from the Home Business Success Center, paulbars.com, signing off. You have a good one. Bye-bye.